Okay, so we're gonna continue working with matrices this time, and we're gonna see how a matrix um, relates to vectors that we were working on. Okay, so we're gonna start with what is a matrix. And we're gonna give some examples to lead up to understanding what a matrix is, and then we're gonna see how to work with matrices. Just like before, we're gonna like with the vectors, we want to add, subtract, and multiply by scalars, and then here we're gonna see something called uh, non things that are not commutable, which is now you're multiplying not by scalars but by other matrices or by vectors, and that's how this really vectors come into play. And we'll take a look at what it's really about. So let's start. I want to start here. Nope, here, right? Okay, so we're going to give an example of two savings account where you got a total of $1,500 deposited to account A and B, and you want to see the percentage of interest earned that year, which this is $200. You want to see what is actually earned by each account, right? So let's take a look. This is just a system of equations, right? And we can solve this just with algebra, but here we want to show how we can represent it with a matrix. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have A plus B equals what's that? $1,500. So we're gonna deposit both of them, and we're gonna have something like so 4% earned, right? So that's 4 out of 100 in A, plus 5 out of 100 in B, and the total interest for that year was going to be $200, right? So we want to see what do we get from A and B. So this is two equations, two unknowns, and you just solve for A here, plug it in here, and you solve for B, right? Really simple. But what we want to show here is how do we represent this with a matrix, right? So here we see matrices we represent by two brackets each side, right? There's one bracket, and then here, so something like this, right? And then we're going to put the variables right next to it. This would be A, B, right? And then put an equal sign, and then the resulting on this side. So we have 1,500, and then 200. Right? So what do we put in here? This is called a square matrix. You see, because this is a 4x4 system. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So here there's a 1 in front of there, so we're going to put a 1 here. There's also a 1 in front of there. And then this is 4%, right? 4 out of 100, and then 5 out of 100. So here how we work with matrices is we have a special way of multiplying them out to look just exactly like this algebra equation here, right? Both of them. So what we do is we go, this one goes with this one, we multiply 1a, and then we multiply down 1b, right? So 1a, 1b equals the top half, so because we're working with the top half, equals $1,500. Then we do the same down here, 4 to a, 5 over 100 to b equals $200. So basically, matrices is again another way of representing equations, right? That we already know how to work with. But we'll go on to the next one, and we'll see the real significance of working with matrices.